Alright, what's going on? So, in this video, I'm going to be pretty much giving my own opinion and some advice that I would tell if I had to go back in time to also focus on live capital. I'm getting straight to the point because I don't want to make these videos too long. Get straight to making money with these firms, and this is how I would go about it. Get a 50K to 100K account with these firms, right? They'll allow you to have that type of capital, but with strict rules set in place where you cannot risk this certain amount to. If you're going to violate some of the rules, they're going to take away those accounts. So what I'm saying is get good at this, go with firms, get some live capital going. Now, with these firms, you don't want to rely on them or to completely just stay on firms, and then on top of that you have other expenses. And this was back in 2022. I pretty much effed up on me taking out money from firms because what I thought was I can pretty much live off of this, and that's the wrong way to go about it. Yeah, you can make a good living with trading firms and doing the trading game with other people's money, but at the end of the day, nothing compares to a live capital account. And certain people, including myself, pretty much bought some stupid things or went into firms, right? Took some of that money out and pretty much spent it on things that were not going to help me move further. And what I mean by this is if I were to take out that money from the firms, the people that I was partnering with, the money that I had from as soon as I got that transfer, I should have transferred that into my live capital account because at that point, no one's really taking that money from you. Yes, firms can still ban you, or like I got banned from FTMO, but they can also reject your payout. It doesn't take much to reject your payout. All they need to see is you violate one of their rules and you're done for. So that's the whole game. They rely on people not following their plan. They rely on people trading news events, doing stupid shit that can violate their account pretty much. So right here you guys can see that in this market with ES, we pretty much tank to the downside. And with my strategy and what I follow, I did not get an entry until pretty much down here, which at this point, it's when I see this type of volume happening and you're trying to look for a setup, I pretty much am not going to sell at this point. And yes, technically you can sell, but at this point, when you're looking at these candles, why would it make sense for you to sell at the very low of the lows? If that makes sense, you should not be selling when it's already pretty much moved with momentum to the downside. And yes, there was more selling, but at that point, you pretty much risk you having a pullback and it continuing lower. So I know that this candle didn't really pull back as much. And let me just go to the lower time frame so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But pretty much whenever you see these type of moves, right, it's very hard for me and other people to start looking for entries to continue selling, because at this point you don't want to keep selling when the momentum's already moved and it's just putting you in a bad spot to sell down here when you should have sold up here. So yes, technically we could have sold around these areas, but at this point, whenever you see these type of moves, especially for my model and what I'm taking with my strategy, it doesn't make sense. So I'm going to stay away. And yes, it did move further, but I'm not going to be getting FOMO by catching or trying to enter when I shouldn't be entering. So yes, you can still make money, but if you're not following your model correctly, then you're pretty much gambling, I would say, at that point. So back to the topic of this video, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I pretty much caught a similar move, kind of like this, but it happened. Where did it happen? believe it happened this day. Yes, I think it did happen this day, where we actually cut the cells too, and we actually entered around this point up here. It was around 7 a.m. So around this point, we pretty much caught a good move. I had a short stop. I believe it could have been a little bit lower, but we did catch a move. You guys can go see my other video. We did catch a good move, or on my Instagram. I think I posted this on my Instagram. But we pretty much, it was around 7 a.m. So it could have been this candle. Uh, we pretty much caught. We could have caught a 1 of 10. I believe it was near 1 of 10. Yeah, somewhere around right here. Pretty much could have caught a ginormous move. Could have caught a ginormous move. And when it comes to you trading firms, for example, the reason why I think I deleted this, but yes, you can go back in time and check my video or go on my Instagram. But right here, you guys can see this ginormous move, and I couldn't catch that much, even if you go to the lower time frames on the 5 minute. You pretty much see that if you entered up here and you wanted to catch the whole thing, it makes zero sense for you to get out of the position until it probably hit this point, which at this where this candle formed, it was still hitting a 1 of 6, 1 of 5. So you could have literally, with the risk that you put, you could have 5x'd it on this move. And the reason I'm telling you this is because when you're trying to get the consistency rule, you're trying to meet the consistency rule. With some firms, what they'll do, so they will cap you at a certain point, is in order for you to take out, let's say, a 10K or a 20K withdrawal, you can't be making more than 4,000 in a day, or unless you have another account, so you can't be making 2,000 in a day unless you want to move up more the goal post for when they'll allow you to take out the withdrawal. So the consistency rule is set in place so people do not rely on big days to make up most of their profits. They want to see that you can actually continuously trade and get consistency with not having too high of a day. I don't know if that makes sense. Some people get lucky here and there, so that's why they're also setting that in place. So some people can actually pass accounts, get lucky here and there, get funded. On top of that, they could have a big winning day. They're trying to eliminate that. But when it comes to me trading my own strategy and how I started to change it up, if I was trading this, I pretty much have to I would set my stop loss up here around what my model tells me to. This is just an example. This is not how I really entered. I think I entered up here, but let's say we entered on this candle and we were trying to catch this whole move, right? Instead of me catching this whole move, I would pretty much limit myself to a 1 to 2 around there, so I don't make as much money throughout the day, so they'll allow me to actually take out a pretty decent withdrawal. I'm not going to try to take out 50 bands and me consistently having to hit 10Ks, because you're putting yourself in a deep hole at that point. So with live capital, it just makes sense to reinvest everything and continue growing my account, putting more money into my live capital account, because I can take out the money whenever I want. I don't have to worry about these rules set in place. And it's just stupid, man. Some of these firms, they don't want you to take out money. That's why they also have these things in place. And for me, like I mentioned, if I had to go back in time, that's what I would do. I would tell myself, hey, don't be a retard. Don't do stupid things that will put you in a bad spot where you're not reinvesting that money that was given to you by you passing those accounts. Instead, you're probably blowing it on dumb shit. So that's the advice I would give to other people that are starting to start off. Don't do that because you're putting yourself in a deep hole. And once you go down that rabbit hole of you trying to pass firms and you trying to do all this of taking out money, the same way people on social media show you that they're taking out money, is that you're now consistently reinvesting all those profits that you made from that account. Let's say you lose it, which has happened to me in the past. You're now reinvesting that money to get more accounts, and that's taking a lot from you growing your portfolio, you growing the money that you have already. So I would say best option is to grow your life capital account and get it to the point where you can pretty much put a 1%, 2% on a position, and it's big enough where you're okay with the profit that you're making. So that's how I'll go about it. Other than that, just keep working on firms, trying to get more money, stack up more cash, and put that shit in a live capital account and start trading from there, bro. But that's pretty much it. That's what I would tell myself. I made a lot of mistakes in the past, and so far, nothing beats a live capital account with some good capital and you trading how you want to trade. You're not limited. You can actually run up, and instead of you taking out the take profit or whatever, the instead of you manually closing on this right here at a 1 or 2, you're now, if the moment presents itself, you can now capitalize and continue going lower until you pretty much where you want to stop. I could have literally caught, I wouldn't say a 104. I think, I believe I got up here, somewhere around up here, shorter SL, around a 1 to 8, 1 to 10. But imagine if you actually caught this move. I've seen a lot of people catch this, and you could have caught all of this. Stops up here maybe, but bro, the market was moving on crack. So I know some people caught a big, they caught this whole move, man. So literally with firms, you cannot do this unless you have maybe a 2 step, 1 step account. But even then, right? Let's say you're trying to pass it, that money is still not yours. So you have to. It's really weird, man. It's you have to pass the first phase, second phase, and now you get funded, but that money's not yours. And guess what? Since this money is not yours and you're still trying to pass the account, then they'll reset your account once you pass it, right? To it's just you're pretty much putting yourself in a hole by you not reinvesting and trying to grow your own life capital account, because this money could have already been yours and you could actually just continue leveraging it. Instead of you trying to pass the first phase, guess what? With the live capital account, you can already be up a 15R on a single day, bro. And you can literally lose 15R back to back and you'll still be above or close to break even, which is insane, bro. So with even with the 2 step firm account, you still have to pass 2 phases, and on top of that, you still don't even know if you're gonna get the payout, which I was denied payouts in the past. And imagine they see this move, right? The people that you're working with, they see this gigantic move. Don't you think they'll be inclined to not really paying you out because you literally caught a ginormous move and you're trying to? They basically see you as a liability. And if you guys need proof that I got suspended from some firms, bro, go check my other video. They just don't want to see people take out a shit ton of money, especially if you keep doing that and you keep taking out money, they will catch on and they will do or pull some stupid shit to try to get you taken out of the platform. So all the noobs or the people that are barely joining and trying to do this firms with trading, that those people are going to be feeding them instead of people like me or other people that are actually taking out and they see you as a liability. So with the live capital account, with your own personal money, you can put this to work and you don't have to worry about passing phases or not that this money is not yours when you already got the move with your own money. So to me it makes sense, man. It makes sense for, and by the way, I actually took buys and I got straight violated on this candle, bro, when it hit my stop around these levels. So it is what it is. I know some people like I told you guys it they did catch this move entirely. So this was the whole video. I wanted to explain why I believe a live capital count you should be working towards with firm money and firm payouts. Do not be a dummy and start to put yourself in another hole where you're now solely relying on firms to continue that lifestyle or that freedom that you want. Build it with the live account where you don't have any restrictions or anything like that and you can pull out the money whenever you want. So that's my advice. I hope you guys got something from it. And bro, I'm working on some accounts, but I'm not solely relying on these. And for the people that are wondering, I am still working literally on the same account. And those are the stats that you guys see. The stats that you guys see on my videos are from literally just one account. I have a lot more with Apex and I had some with Top 1. Pretty much I am only documenting on one account and just I literally just tied that account to TradeZilla and from there that's how you guys are seeing my progress. But yeah, with that account I can't be capitalizing too much or they'll tell me, hey, you actually have to take out way more because this is your highest day profit that you made and you basically need to 5x that for the consistency rule to be met. So I would much rather just trade my own live capital account and be chilling. But there is good opportunity with firms, and I am capitalizing. So you should probably capitalize on on firms and what they're offering to you. So use it while you have it, because I truly believe firms could go away, and you're not gonna trade unless you have your own personal money. So why not? Invest in yourself, continue growing. I'll catch you guys in another video because I'm about to study a bit more, self develop, read, do what I gotta do, go to sleep, and still gotta do a couple things tomorrow. But I hope you guys have a good night or a good day whenever you're watching this. Thank you all for the support, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Thank you.